Welcome to this community newspaper Facebook program, Excellence in Education. This is Marta Perez, and our mission is to expose and inspire excellence in education. Please follow us on Facebook and send questions via our chat room. Today, our program is so privileged to have an important guest who exemplifies excellence in post-secondary education. He is the president of Barry University, Dr. Mike Allen. Barry University, founded in 1940 by the Catholic Order of Adrian Dominican Sisters. It is situated in Miami Shores, and it features 2 colleges and 6 schools. The schools are business, law, education, nursing, psychology, social work, podiatry, and other disciplines. It has an enrollment of more than 7,000 students from more than 80 countries. The university also has a law school in Orlando and education classes in the Bahamas. Dr. Allen is very interesting in a particular glass ceiling. He is Barry's first male and lay president. He has been here for about 2 years. He comes to the job with great credentials, excellent experience, vim, and enthusiasm. Already has improved so many functions at Barry. He is the husband of Beth and the father of Maya and James. We are so fortunate to have a man of such talent, social, and spiritual conscience in our community. Please welcome the president of Barry University, Dr. Mike Allen. Thank you very much for being with us. And, you know, as you were arriving, the males in the building were saying that we celebrate a great deal. For example, the first female president, the first female mayor of the county, and other things where women have broken ceilings. And you, sir, have broken your own ceiling because you're the first lay president and the first male president of Barry. How does that feel?
Well, first off, Dr. Perez, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's wonderful that you do the show and highlight higher education and education in general here in Miami. So I'm so happy to be here this morning. Yeah, it's a different kind of glass ceiling, I guess, right? My friends had a field day for a little while calling me Sister Allen for a while. And unfortunately, that didn't stick over the long haul. But you mentioned we celebrate those fabulous women like our new mayor and so many others who have broken those real glass ceilings, and we should.
And it was, and I must say, I'm thinking when you applied for the job or when you were approached for the job, it was a tall order to hire you. And there were very large shoes to fill because Barry had some stellar presidents, particularly, you know, the nationally renowned Sister Jean McLaughlin, who was a very charismatic part of this community. But the hiring committee, I think, really, really wanted you. Why are you so successful at your jobs? Why you?
Wonderful question. I was so happy and honored to be selected, to be honest. And you're right. I followed some incredible women. You mentioned the Adrian Dominican Sisters, who are our religious sponsor, and they are just some of the brightest, most talented, successful women that I know, and very tough acts to follow. So obviously Sister Jean O'Laughlin was a legend here in Miami. And then Sister Linda Bevilacqua, who was our president for 15 years, really left just a wonderful university. So it's such an honor to follow those amazing women. Why me? Right fit at the right time. I think I was ready for a place like Barry, and I think Barry was ready for me and my skills and what I was able to bring. So just feel very blessed to be part of the community there.
Well, I think what I have read, because I'm not the first person to interview you since you were selected, and to praise the committee for hiring you, that some of the things that you said is that not only is education very important for you, but also diversity And heck, if you want, if you want a place with diversity and certain problems and certain attributes, it would be Miami.
Sure.
And so I
Sure.
suppose that was something that attracted you.
It was. I think one of the reasons we've been such a good fit is the values that are important to me personally are the same values that are important to all of us at Berry. We value social justice. We value diversity. We value creating a very warm community and giving back through service. And that is really just at the core of what we do at Berry. And so since that has always been so important to me as an educator, it really was a great fit. And I'm glad you mentioned diversity. We have at Berry, and Miami in general is obviously such an incredible place with regard to diversity, but we're so proud at Berry that we absolutely have one of the most diverse communities you could ever imagine on a college campus. And it's just such a welcoming and warm place that people say, sort of, tell us about Berry, define Berry. And we always go to our great academic programs and all of those things, but what really defines us is just this amazing, warm, welcoming, kind, fun, happy community. And that's what you feel when you come on our campus. That's why students want to join us. And I think that's why people like working there as well.
That's fabulous. And you exude such a nice guy personality.
Thank you.
And you are so inspirational.
I need you to talk to my teenagers.
Tell us about your background and how you grew up.
Sure. I am the son of two educators, so I've always been around education. My father, who sadly we lost this year in January, he was a professor for 40 years at the University of Connecticut. He was a professor of psychology, and so I was a university brat growing up, if you will. I spent time around campus, and when I got my doctorate degree, he was able to hood me because I got it from the University of Connecticut.
Were you an only child?
No, I had a sister, who also works in education.
Was she older, or younger?
Younger, 4 years younger. Yep, she works at Assumption College up in Worcester, Massachusetts. And my mom was a teacher too. My mom was a 5th and 6th grade special education teacher. So education has always been part of our life. And I love what you said in the beginning, that education is the path to social mobility. It's the path to bridging these horrible gaps of inequality that we have in our country. So I'm so fortunate to be in a job and a position where we can help facilitate that. And it means a lot to me personally, and obviously I'm lucky to be able to do that professionally.
And speaking this now about your personal life a little bit, you refer to your family as a transracial family. Why do you say that?
Sure. I don't know what we're called, actually, to be honest.
I read that.
Yeah, we have
I read that you said that.
We have a unique family in some ways. And we actually adopted both of our children, Maya and James, when we lived in Florida the first time. I worked at Florida Atlantic University from 2002 to 2005. And at the time, we were looking to start a family, and we had an opportunity to adopt both of our children as babies. So we adopted. She was born at Plantation Hospital. We were there when she was born. And then James was born at Holy Cross Hospital a year and a half later. And then promptly 2 weeks after James was born, I got a job in Washington, D.C. with a 1.5-year-old and a 2-week-old.
Oh, my goodness.
Beth, from that point on, has owned any veto rights on anywhere we go for the rest of our lives.
That must have been quite a... How does one do that? Oh, I can't imagine.
It was a unique time to start something new, but they have always been such a blessing for us. We're so fortunate to have them in our lives, and so it's a unique family,
yes, sir.
For sure. But it's like any family, it's just grounded in love and respect for one another, caring for one another.
And they're now teenagers. That's a tough.
They are.
Tough time.
The pandemic's been so hard on everybody, right? It's every age group. You think of elderly people, and it's been so hard on them with loneliness and those challenges. But for teenagers, it's been so difficult.
It has been
just
so
that time
difficult
in your life when you're trying to figure things out, and your social life is at such a weird time and juncture, and you just get kind of locked away in your house. It's really hard.
Dr. Allen, I mean, since I represent such a large portion of the community and different constituencies, my high school teachers are telling me that so many of their students are depressed, that their parents are calling and saying, they don't want to, during the pandemic, fortunately, I hope this is the end of it. They don't want to get out of bed.
Right.
And so many don't even attend classes. And it's just been such a surprisingly difficult years.
Yeah.
That I hope that we can get back to normalcy soon.
No, and
Now-
one of the things I told our graduates, to your point, we had graduation
Oh,
just recently, and it was
congratulations.
wonderful. Outside, in person, it was at Marlins Stadium.
Oh, and
Well,
what about the mask? What did you do with the mask?
We had everybody wear masks and keep distancing.
It was outside.
Well, sorry, it was outside, but really it was at a big stadium, so
Okay.
it kind of functioned like it was outside.
All right.
But a big part of my message was for perspective, right? If the pandemic has taught us anything, it has to have taught us perspective. And you mentioned teenagers and others. Hopefully, as we come back to our world and normal and all the things that we love, we'll value it that much more, because we didn't have it for
Yes,
14
sir.
months. So
Oh,
I'm hoping we all
goodness.
keep that for
I don't know
for
if
a
you've
while.
been to a restaurant, but the first time
So
you go
fun.
back to the restaurant,
Totally.
this is
It's
wonderful.
amazing. Who would have thought? I mean, we have people over at our house. We're vaccinated.
I
We give them a
know.
hug. It's like,
Oh
oh
my
goodness,
goodness,
it's just so
doesn't
nice.
it feel great?
Yes.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Yep.
And even this show, when we
Yep.
started, there would be a plexiglass, and
Yep.
now to
Yep.
be able to speak to someone is very wonderful.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more.
I want to ask you now about some of the low points in your life. What have been the largest challenges in your life, the largest challenges in your career, and three prongs, and the largest challenges at Barry? Life, career, Barry.
Sure. Life's a hard one to answer. I've been very blessed. I really have. I've been blessed with wonderful parents and a wonderful family. I've had opportunities, so I feel very lucky. Someone told me once, and it's such a wonderful line, that parenting is the most humbling experience you'll ever have in your life, right? Because it's just not, it's not in your control, but you care about it more than anything. So these
Yes,
two
sir.
people who you would do anything for and give anything to help, you're not in control,
I know.
right?
And sometimes they don't want your help.
I don't want to, but my answer isn't that my kids have been my greatest challenge. That's certainly not what I'm saying, but just the ebbs and flows and the ups and downs of being a parent today.
Oh, I agree with you.
without question,
That's
has
a big
been-
challenge.
and sort of
Today
letting
and
them
always.
find and set their own expectations. What's success for them, and how do they define it, and getting behind that, right? And not what we would see as success, but what makes them happy, what makes them successful. And so that's a process, right, for any human being, any parent to figure that out. So that's certainly been a
sir,
challenge.
yes, sir. And let me tell you, it never ends.
Yeah.
Even when they're adults, and knowing when to say something and when not to say
Right.
something,
Totally.
and
Totally.
understanding that you were helping them when they were babies, but at
That's
some
right.
point they are who they
They're
are.
going to be who they're
They're
going to be.
who they're going to be.
Yep.
Okay, so how about in
Yep.
career?
Yeah, I'm going to combine your last two,
I'm
because
Barry.
I think I have to. I mean, honestly, I've been at this almost 30 years now in my professional career. Hopefully I can do it for many more years. There's no question, looking back, that this last 14 months will be like nothing we've ever experienced or ever thought we would experience. I went in front of our board of trustees, like a lot of people did when this happened, and I said, look, this was in March. I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I said, I honestly don't know what is going to happen. We could have a problem. We could get out of this fine, or we could be in a situation where we won't see the other side of this. And I think many businesses, corporations, whatever field you're in, certainly higher education, we were all feeling that. So to be new in a community, thank God I had 6 or 7 months before the pandemic hit.
Yes.
So we were able to build trust and confidence. We were able to know each other face to face. If I didn't have that, it would have been that much more difficult. So here we are in this new environment together, navigating the biggest crisis that any of us ever experienced.
Well, that speaks to your leadership,
Yeah,
that you were
thanks.
able to, exactly, you came in with a pandemic,
Right.
and you were able to navigate,
Yeah.
and
And getting people to understand. One of the hardest things in the beginning, I think, was getting people to see that this wasn't our average regular crisis.
Mhm,
Right? We always problem solving. We always have hurdles to climb, but this was different.
mhm.
This was a completely different scale, and the only way to get to the other side was if all of us came together and did our part as best as we could,
Mhm.
and let go of whatever was there, whatever frustrations were, whatever history there was. We needed to say, look, if we want to get to the other side as a community, as a university, everybody has to do their part. and we did. I mean, we made sacrifices as a community together. And if you think about a university, the faculty had to relearn how to teach. They did that. It was an incredible undertaking.
Incredible.
Our technology people, our facilities people, 24/7, getting the classrooms ready for hybrid learning, keeping the campus safe and clean, the distancing, the signage, anyone who works with students, helping our students navigate their financial lives as folks were losing their jobs and those challenges were coming. It was overwhelming for every sector of our campus. And I just, looking back, I said, I've done this for 30 years. I don't think I'll ever be as proud as how we came out of this and what we did. I mean, it was, and we're stronger. And that's where I go back to the perspective. It's like, we have to learn from this, right? That we solve this level of problems. Where we can go from here is really limitless and exciting.
Hopefully, yes. Yeah. Now, doing all that, having the ability to do all that requires a certain kind of leadership. And I think for any leader of any establishment, the most difficult part is dealing with people, because we are all different and we have our personalities and we have our moods. Yeah. How do you, because you can't do it on your own, how do you move people? How do you get people to work together when maybe one of your advisors is thinking we should do this and the other? What do you do in your leadership role to bring people together and to move forward?
Sure. A couple things. I mean, I think at a university, you always have to go back to why are we doing this? And it's the students, right? It's like you get wrapped up in your own world and what we're doing. At Barry, with the students that we work with, so many of them are the first in their families to go to college. So many of them come from financially disadvantaged backgrounds. That this is their chance, this is their opportunity, and the work that we do changes their lives forever. And they go out and change other people's lives because it's so special and so meaningful to them. So, I think that's part of it is remembering why we do what we do, and it's for the students. The other thing for me is you have to be yourself. You can't fake your style. You can't fake leadership. And for me, I like to think that what you see is what you get. And I think people really value and appreciate being told the truth. Whether they like the truth or the truth is difficult to hear, you have to all start in the same spot. And that starts with the truth, the realities, the transparency of what we're doing. And I do that probably to a fault. I get in trouble sometimes. I do believe in that. Is that, look, this is where we are. This is how I see it. You may or may not agree with it, but here's where we're going. And I really think we can be better if we all move in the same direction and do that together. So and then the pandemic's been the best example of that. Like we had to get on some kind of common ground and footing to make it to the other side.
So what do you do if if two people are butting heads and you're in charge?
Sure. No, I think people, if they believe that they're heard and listened to and respected in their viewpoints, and it doesn't go their way, as long as they know that process took place and that they believe it was fair and honest, then they'll come back the next time. And then next time it might go their way.
Yes.
So I think that's really important, is that you just be yourself, be honest, be upfront, and people want to understand the why. I think that's so much that we lose is the why behind the decisions. If you just deliver the outcome, then people's minds run wild with what's happening. It builds distrust because they think decisions are being made that aren't in their best interest, but they don't know the why. So I really believe in kind of conveying this. We had to do this. This was hard. This wasn't what everybody wanted, but here's why, and here's where we're going to be better on the other side of this once it all settles in.
You know what? I have so many questions for you, and so many, and the time is moving as it has. So I would like to ask you more. No, there's no easy questions here. This is a really hard one. Okay. This one is hard, and it is, about our students and how we're preparing them, and about the achievement gap. And do you think that? We at Miami-Dade County Public Schools, we do everything we can and try to prepare our students. Yet often, when our students go, particularly the students that go to the colleges, etc., we've heard complaints, they're not well prepared. What do you think, or do you think that there is something missing in our high schools. Are we preparing our students for your higher education? Are we preparing them adequately? And if not, what can we do? Is there something to be done?
It's a wonderful question, and it works in all different stages. So I'm going to give you an example that we struggle with. We hear from employers and CEOs of companies all the time that we're not sending them college graduates who are ready to work the way they want them to work. So we have to adjust and help and listen to them to make them ready and be prepared. I think our public schools here are amazing, and we have one of my daughter has special needs, and we came down and she's in the Miami public system.
Oh, good.
Robert Rennick School, give them a little plug.
Okay.
But the passion, the work ethic, the creativity of the teachers, I think has been remarkable. I think the schools have wonderful leadership, and I think everybody's doing the absolute best that they can. It's hard.
It is.
Educating young people is hard today. We need to give ourselves a break. I think we're preparing students. I think we can always do more, but it has to be a team effort, right? The students have to want it, and the schools have to be prepared to deliver it. We love the students that we get at Berry, and they're not finished products. They're not even close, and we know that. But we want to meet them where they are, and we want to help them build and develop those skills that will allow them to be successful. And I think that's the job of the universities, in part, is to recognize that a K through 12 education isn't going to leave you ready in every case, particularly for students who are the first in their families to go to college or in those kind of situations. They need a support network at their university. So a big part of that's on us. So we spend a lot of time and resources in making sure that we have that support network, that structure in place so our students can be successful.
Well,
it's a good question.
The time is passing, and there's so many more questions that I'd like to ask you. I don't know. Do you have time to relax? How do you like to relax in Florida?
Oh, it's about the easiest place in the world to relax, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, how lucky have we been this past winter just to be here and with the weather?
My
It's
goodness,
been incredible. We're people. Honestly, we relax by just being around friends, being around people. We do a lot of that. I exercise a little maniacally just to kind of keep the stress off.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Allen, for coming, and please come back.
I would come anytime you want me. It's been a pleasure.
And share any news about Berry, any educational, anything that has to do with moving our community forward. And thank you so much for accepting this challenge and doing such a fabulous job in these 2 very difficult years that you've done. And I know you're going to just do more wonderful things. Thank you very much.
It's really a pleasure to be here, and I'd love to come back.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, and goodbye.